Lakers in Orlando, they've been playing pretty well. And it's the return for Dwight Howard in Orlando. Kobe Bryant, kind enough to join us, and he joins us on the program now. Let me start with DeAndre Jordan, the dunk on Brandon Knight. What'd you think of that?
It was, he just pulverized poor Brandon Knight. That was tough. That was tough to watch.
But have you ever been posterized like that?
I've been posterized, but that was something different. That was.
Who got you?
It's like the scene in like Final Destination when the guy steps off the curb and then all of a sudden the bus just shows up. And that's what it kind of reminded me of, man. But I think, believe it or not, Donald Foyle got me years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like one of those sneaky dunk ones.
It's not like you can get him back, can you?
No, I can't get him back anymore unless I'll like show up to Colgate, play a pickup game or something.
I did make inquiries about your movie role here with Sandler. So just so you know, that is ongoing. He's got another movie that he's going to be shooting this summer. Now, but you got to let me know if you're really serious about it, because Sandler takes this very serious.
I'm telling you, I could just walk in the background. I could be like a bartender or something.
Okay, but he said I'll give him a role, but he's got to take it serious. And I said, why? Nobody else does on this movie set. And he said, you're right.
You know what? I could just walk around the background and just do the mamba face the whole scene.
You can do that. But compare this season to maybe the best season you've had. If you pick out one year and you say that's the best year I ever had personally, how does this compare?
This is different because it's we've had so many tough patches in this season, to say the least. So many lows that it's really been about trying to keep the group together and keep focus and try to keep positive but still maintain a sense of urgency. So the season's really been about striking a balance from a leadership standpoint and how do we get out of this fog.
More drama, though, on the court dealing with issues, or off the court with dealing with issues with the team?
No, it's all been on court. Off the court, we really haven't had issues. I mean, if you consider some of the stuff that's been played out in the media. I mean, I consider that all on court stuff still because it all relates to the game. So it's everything's been about the game of basketball and how to be productive and how to play better together and all this other stuff. So from that standpoint, it's been all on court.
I mentioned this on the show yesterday that it's tough love. Jordan, it was tough love. Bird or any of these guys, it's tough love. You can't really nurture people. And I think maybe Dwight Howard hoped for that, expected that. I think what you're saying is my window's closing here, boys. Keep up with me. Or, you know what, find another space. How much of that is maybe your philosophy here?
Yeah, I mean, well, for better or for worse. I mean, that's been my personality. As far as I can remember, that's the way I've been. And I think the important thing is for people who are in leadership positions to find a style that fits you and something that you're comfortable with. And then you have to find that balance. I mean, you can't just be on top of guys all the time. You got to be able to find a balance and allow them to be comfortable. And ultimately, what you're trying to do is you're trying to help them to be better players and try to help them to perform better. So that's the goal.
But did you understand when you had Bynum and even Dwight saying that you stunt their growth? Was there some validity in that?
No, I think what Andrew was trying to say is that he felt like he got to a place where he could carry a team on his own. And so from that perspective, playing alongside of me is going to stunt that growth because obviously, things run through me around here. So, from that perspective, I understand what Andrew was saying.
But what have you learned about this whole process where Dwight comes in and you have to pick your spots with tough love?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about understanding the person that the people that you're trying to lead. You can't lead everybody the same way. You can't. Powell is different than Dwight, and Jordan Hill is different than Powell, and Jody Meeks is different than Darius Morris. So you have to figure out each individual personality and how your personality can best relate to theirs.
He's Kobe Bryant, the Lakers All-Star guard. They got Orlando coming up tonight. What words of wisdom do you give Dwight Howard facing his former team?
Go kill him. Just do your job. Go out there and you know, and give him the business. He's in a tough position because he wants to. He's had great years there, and he. Orlando always has a special place in his heart, but I don't think that favor is going to be returned when we show up to the arena tonight. But hopefully that won't be too big of a distraction for him.
Give me the younger kid, the younger player that you look at and either you marvel at or you'd love to be able to give him advice.
I think there's several. Russell Westbrook is a player that I really enjoy. When we spend time together on the USA team, I really try to talk to him quite a bit. Kyrie Irving as well. I really like Kyrie. I think he has a heck of a motor inside of him, and he has a lot of ambition to be great.
Has this season pushed you closer to retirement or away from retirement?
Well, closer, because that just means I'm a year closer to the end.
Yeah, but not the way you're playing.
Well, yeah, but it's that the end of that cliff comes really, really quickly, and that's why I'm so obsessive about taking care of my body and trying to eat the right things as much as possible because you know how careers end most of the time. It's a pulled hamstring here that never really recovers. It's a ankle sprain here that never really recovers, and all of a sudden, you're stuck in the mud for the rest of your career, and then it's a downward spiral from there, and I'm trying to avoid that.
Well, you said that the most important thing as you got older was stretching.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to yoga?
No, you know what? It's funny because when I did yoga, I'll work out and I'll train and I'll be running and lifting weights and do all the things that I have to do. And now it's time to stretch. And now I go to yoga to stretch, but it's like another workout. I don't want to do another workout. I've done the Bikram thing, and it's like 500 degrees in there, man. That's the last thing I want to do after being out on the track for 2 hours.
What advice would you give Derrick Rose?
Just make sure he's healthy and make sure he's strong. I mean, that's the most important thing. Is you want to do whatever you can to protect the knee and to make sure that you don't put yourself in a position to re-injure it or have another injury that's caused by that one not being fully healed. So he has to make sure he takes his time when he's ready to come back and perform at a high level. Then you should do that.
Has LeBron and Kevin Durant been more valuable to their teams than you to the Lakers?
And man, it depends on how you measure it. I mean, since I've been in the league, I've seen MVPs be measured, with completely different standards and expectations and definitions of what an MVP is. I mean, what they've been asked to do for their ball clubs is different than what I've had to go through. So it all really depends on how you look at it.
But I mean, you can make an argument, Kobe, and not just because you're on. If LeBron was on or Durant, I'd say what you've been doing for this team and to get them into the playoffs been pretty remarkable, even though LeBron and Durant are probably playing for a title again this year.
Yeah, thank you. It really just depends on how people want to measure it and what the definition is of it. I mean, it's I can go back to 2006 when Steve won the MVP, and I had a really tough task to get us into the playoffs, managed to get us into the playoffs, but MVP was being voted in a different way. So, it's just you can't really focus on that. But it really just depends on on what your definition is for MVP. What
role will you play in Dwight's future if it's going to be with the Lakers?
Really, my job is for him to see the value that I can bring to his career in terms of helping him with his preparation and him seeing the type of focus and dedication to the game that's required to win championships. And if I can impart that on him, I think he'll see the value in that.
But you want him to stay?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously. I mean, but it's his decision. Like I can't. There's one thing about free agencies. You can't go to a guy and beg a guy to come. I mean, it's his decision, and he has to make his choice, and you have to be able to step back and allow him to evaluate things for what they are, and you want them to make the decision. You want them to want to stay. And if that's the case, then I'm sure he'll continue to have a brilliant career.
Finish the statement. If we make the playoffs,
we're going to be a huge problem.
Well, good luck against Orlando. Always good to visit with you. Thanks for joining us.
No, you got it, man. I'm telling you, I'll be in the background. I can just do the Mamba face the entire scene for no reason at all.
I promise that I will. You know what? Sandler's listening, so Sandler will probably say you got to be able to dedicate yourself to this craft. I mean, you just can't show up as a basketball player, all right?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'll just grind my teeth really, really hard for the entire scene.
All right. Well, okay. You've been called the Black De Niro, so I just as long as. Have fun tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
All right. Kobe Bryant. Yeah, go Mamba. Sandler said he'll put him in a movie, but we already shot Grown Ups 2, so maybe there's a movie coming up this summer. We'll see what we can do. Get him in there. He seems really serious about being in a movie.